I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Triad Today. Coming up later on, our infamous roundtable gets together. We'll see what they have to say about a wide range of controversial topics. But between then and now, some great guests and important information coming your way, including a serious discussion about the way that kids handle grief, the loss of a loved one, that's different from the way adults do. We'll get into that with a special guest from Mountain Valley Hospice. That and much, much more. But first, we start on a happy topic about exercise and triathlons and all sorts of stuff, and we do it with three very special guests. One who's been here before, the other two first-time visitors, and we're glad to have them. On my immediate right, Annecy Daggett is a rising sophomore at College of William and Mary, and note that last name, Daggett. Next to her is David Daggett, attorney with Daggett Schuler. Next to him is Linda Ickes, rising freshman, High Point University. My first question, before I get to David, though, I have to ask Annecy, is both of you have names Daggett. Is he your son, or what's the relation?
He's my father.
Okay, I just want to make sure, we'll gauge your answers by that. David, let me start with you. What is this Kids for Kids triathlon that I hear about?
The Kids for Kids triathlon is an exciting event. It's July 14th at Brookberry Farm. It's a swim, bike, run event for kids age 7 to 14, and it's a great, safe event to get kids introduced to the sport of triathlon and the healthy fitness community.
Right.
The event was actually started by Lindsay's dad, Jeff, who's been on the show before.
That's right.
And this is the 16th year, and Jeff has gotten a whole team of very experienced triathletes to help him run the event, including experienced triathletes like these two here.
I'm going to ask them about that in a second. Before we get to the ladies here, it also benefits the community in other ways, right, David?
Yes, it's Kids for Kids. The proceeds go to help kids charities all around Winston-Salem.
Right.
Brenner's Children's Hospital,
great.
other kids events in town. I think over the years we've raised a little bit over $100,000.
Super.
For kids events. It adds an important cause for the youngsters to be involved with.
Right. Annecy and Lindsay, let me ask you this. How many times have each of you participated in the triathlon, and how well did you do?
I think I participated maybe about 5 times.
Wow.
I think I won my age group a couple times and placed 3rd overall once.
That's cool. All right, Lindsay?
I have participated ever since I was 7, so for about 7 years. And I won my age group like Annecy a couple times, and I placed, I believe, 2nd overall one year.
Well, while we're there with you, Lindsay, tell me, and then I'll ask Annecy the same question. Why did you like participating in the triathlon, Lindsay?
The Kids for Kids triathlon has truly shown me my passion for running, and it's great to be out there to hear everyone encouraging you and be surrounded by everyone that kind of shares the same passion as you.
Right, and what have you learned from participating when you were doing it?
Well, I really just enjoyed the whole environment. It's so positive, and like Lindsay said, everyone's encouraging you, and they really make it a really good atmosphere and make it like a professional race.
Sure, which is important because your dad is a professional. He's swimming laps right now. You can't tell under the table. He's running. David, let me ask you before we run out of time. I want you to say what you did a few minutes ago about the specifics, because we'll put it up on screen now. Again, tell us when it is, the time, and where it is.
Yeah, July 14th at Brookberry Farm. There's a website, kidsforkidstriathlon.com.
Right.
It's for kids age 7 to 14 years old.
Kicks off at 8 a.m.
Kicks off at 8 a.m. The 7 to 10-year-olds do a shorter distance, 11 to 14 a little bit longer. It's all contained within Brookberry Farm. Very safe environment. Thank you to Jeff Ickes. It is produced on a level of a world championship event.
That's what I hear, yeah. And quickly before time runs out too, Annecy, what are you going to do after college? I know you're William and Mary.
I haven't quite decided that yet. Right now I'm thinking possibly going to med school.
A triathlete attorney, perhaps. Lindsay, what about you?
I want to go into nursing school, so.
That's good for you. Which one of the three of you, I have to ask this, which one of the three of you is the best triathlete?
This one.
All right, up on screen, it's appropriate we put this up here on kidsforkidstriathlon.com is the website that David was referring to again, and also DaggettSchulerLaw.com and all the great things they do for the community. Thank you all for being here, and thanks for helping with the kids and the event. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for having us.
We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and I'm really glad to have these two lovely ladies with me here to talk about something that's serious and educate us a little bit about surgery and plastic surgery and the center where this is done. And on my immediate right, Teresa Smith is Director of Nursing for Plastic Surgery Center of North Carolina. Next to her is Angela LaRue. She's operating room nurse for Forsyth Plastic Surgery. Welcome to both of you ladies. Thanks for being here.
Thank you
for having us.
What's an outpatient surgery center? Before we get going, just give me a few seconds, just to acquaint us with that. What's an outpatient surgery center?
Outpatient surgery simply means you come into the facility in the morning, you have your surgery, you recover for a short time, and then you go home.
Right, and always a good thing to have somebody with you so they can drive. That's
Absolutely.
Sort of when I said Plastic Surgery Center of North Carolina, now where is that located? What is it near? What should people know?
The surgery center is located at 2901 Maplewood Avenue, which just happens to be the office address. We're on the lower level.
Okay.
There's a separate entrance for the surgery center. You come in there, your families can wait in the private waiting area.
And you're all near, right, just a stone's throw from Novant, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Before I get to Angela, let me, Teresa, one more thing about accreditation. Why is that important? What is it, and what kind of accreditation do you have?
Well, we are Quad ASF certified, and that stands for American Association for Accreditation of Ambulatory Surgery Facilities. Quad A happens to have the strictest set of standards that you must comply with in order to receive their accreditation, and we have to redo that yearly. When you come to a facility that is accredited, you know that they are meeting the highest safety standards, highest patient satisfaction standards. They're very stringent, and we pride ourselves at the Surgery Center on not only meeting the standards that they ask us to achieve, but also exceeding them.
Absolutely. Angela, what kinds of procedures can you and do you perform on an outpatient basis?
We perform all manner of cosmetic procedures, everything from an abdominoplasty or tummy tuck. We do breast augmentations, we do breast reductions, we do facelifts. We have several surgeries that you can choose from.
Yeah, and when we go to the website in just a few minutes, people will be able to go there and really see more about what you're offering. But while I'm speaking with you, as a patient, if I'm thinking, well, I need to go in for a procedure, one thing that people will say to me is, say, well, I wonder, do I get a chance to meet with the surgeon or one of the nurses or somebody in advance, or do I just walk in there? What happens?
When you come to our surgery center, we will take time and every member of your care team will meet you, from the CRNA that will be there, the surgeon. I will come in and speak with you. Every person that will be there, we will take the time to answer any questions our patients may have. Anything we can do to help put our patients at ease is what we're going to do.
And what kind of anesthesia is usually used, Teresa, on this?
Well, we can do all types of anesthesia. We can do general anesthesia, which some facilities cannot. We have only licensed anesthesia providers in our facility, and we are so very fortunate to have this select group of 4 CRNAs who bring a combined years of experience greater than 90 years.
Wow.
So you are in safe hands.
So your
when you
combined
come to
experience
us.
equals my exact age. Well, that's comforting. Before time gets away from us, I want to do this because Angela was alluding to things that I want you to see on the website, forsythplasticsurgery.com. For our radio audience in WSJS, that's forsythplasticsurgery.com. I want to ask you all something very quickly before time runs out. Why did each of you want to go into your profession, into nursing and in this field? I'll start with you, Angela.
Well, I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, and I've always loved taking care of people. It is fascinating. It is a ever-changing field to be in, and I really just enjoy the aspect of being able to take care of my patients.
And plus, it's something different every day, I'm sure.
It is.
Teresa, why did you want to go into it?
Well, I had worked at the hospital for over 25 years, so I had been there with the emergency surgeries and all of these things, and patients don't usually want to come and have that done. But where we work, the patients are motivated. They've either lost weight and want to have something done, or they just want a body image change, but they want to have it done nonetheless. So it's rewarding for me to see these patients come in there and have something done that they so desire and want, and do well with it.
And I appreciate everything that you all do, and the surgeons and everybody there. Thanks for doing this. Will you come back sometime?
Absolutely,
Love to.
Jim.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back after this. Triad Today, and I always love it when our good friend Sheila Jones can be here with us, and we have a serious topic we want to talk to you about today. On my right, Sheila Jones, of course, Director of Marketing for Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care. Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get going, I want to talk about a special kind of camp that you're offering. Before we do that, let's remind everyone, in case they haven't seen one of our segments or they just moved into the area, what hospice is and what you offer. What's it all about?
We care for terminally ill patients and their families, anyone with a life expectancy of 6 months or less, no matter what that disease process may be. They just have to agree to services and not be seeking curative treatment, and we can help them.
And hospice care can be in the home, which it frequently is, or you also have hospice homes.
We do. We have 2 hospice homes, one in Dobson, the Waltz Hospice Home, and then also the State Employees Credit Union Hospice Care Center in Yadkin County.
Right. But again, as I said, most people in my family case, there was home care done for home.
The majority of our work is our staff goes into patients' homes, and that happens in our 17 counties from our 9 locations.
Right. All right, let's talk about something called Brighter Days Camp. You sent me an email about something called Brighter Days Camp. What is that? Who's it for?
That is part of our Kids Path program. It is our Brighter Days Children's Camp, and it's for children who have lost loved ones or significant family members, or maybe it's a real close friend. And it's designed for children 5 to 18. Think about all the people that we care for, nearly 2,000 patients a year. There's children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews in those homes.
Right, so you and your volunteers and your professional staff, nurses, everybody are dealing with patients and their families, but sometimes, as you said, in the media, we forget that there are children involved in those family units.
Well, we focus on taking care of the family as a unit, as a whole, so we can't leave those children. Think about how we were raised. We were always taught that they don't understand, and they understand way more than we ever give them credit for, and
Right.
This is an opportunity for those children who need that to be able to have a place to go, to be with other children like them.
Sure, now do kids handle grief differently from adults?
They do. They really do.
Like how do you think?
Well, children, a lot of times families and parents doesn't feel, or adults doesn't feel that children understand that grief process or understand that loss like an adult does, when children do in fact understand a lot more, and they do really well by talking or understanding that what they're going through is normal. So it's getting that normal confirmation.
And that's where the camp comes in, because you're helping them deal with grief. I'm guessing there's counseling, there's activities and things that go on at the camps.
Camp is as fun as it possibly can be, but at the same time it brings in those special points, art therapy. I remember helping with a camp many years ago. Think about how angry you get with grief as an adult. Well, kids get angry too. So one of the things they allowed them to do was they broke china, broke dishes. We took hammers and beat it with.
Wow.
And then they took those dishes and turned it into stepping stones by implanting those dish pieces into mosaics, into concrete, and making stepping stones for their gardens. So
Isn't that great?
showing them how to take their anger and turn it into a positive way to grieve.
Great therapy.
Wonderful thing.
Now we'll show the website in a second. You don't have to mention all the dates and everything, because these camps are running through the summer, but just basically, is there more than one location?
There is. There's about 5 different camps this year, and the camp in Dobson is even over a few days time period, so it's daily for a few days. We have saw an increase in the need of the number of children, or especially in the areas that we serve, that we need to broaden that. So last year I think we put on 3 camps. This year we're putting on 5.
Wow. And again, when I give you the website in just a second, you can go to that and find out when each one starts and what the dates are running throughout the summer. I guess final question to you, is anything you want parents to know before they register a child, if a mother, father, grandparent wants to register a child?
It's very simple to do, and it's at no cost to the child. We have written grants and gotten donations from the community to be able to provide these camps, and we would love for the families to take opportunity for their children to be a part of that, especially if they've lost someone important in their lives, and that's the important part. Anyone who's lost anyone in the last year.
And it could even be, not to put words in your mouth, it could be that they're about to lose somebody
It
too.
could very well, that anticipatory grieving is very much important as well. So
Yeah.
if you feel that it would benefit that child to prepare, that the camp counselors will work with that and get that child in that individual situation that they need.
All right, up on screen, the Brighter Days Children's Camp. You can get to more information by going to mtnvalleyhospice.org. That's MTN like mountain, valleyhospice.org. Please do that. Sheila, thanks for all you do, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Share our story.
We'll be right back after. Triad Today. I'm playing with the beach. Is this a beach ball?
That's beach ball.
Yeah, I didn't know if the smaller balls can be. There's all sorts of things up here, and I'll tell you what they're all about in just a second. But they're all UNCG related. That's all you need to know for right now, except I'm going to introduce this special guest. Next to me, Marcia McKay is Director for Learning and Development at UNCG. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Now, tell me what you do at UNCG, and if it's too personal, we'll just end it right here. But I mean,
Then you give me my ball back.
that's right. Tell me what you do, who you serve, and in what ways.
Certainly. I'm the Director of Learning and Organizational Development. So my job is to help people grow their personal, their professional, skills, their leadership abilities, and also to work with the organization as a whole to reach their organizational goals. I'm part of the larger human resources group where we have about 25 people helping the organization with talent management, talent solutions, benefits, EEO, and affirmative actions. It's a lot of people working very hard to make it a good place to work.
Now, I think you sent me an email one day that says something about that UNCG has a community-focused workforce.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Actually, the community-focused workforce means that we spend a great deal of time and effort reaching out into the community in two ways. One of them is to attract and to find good talent for our positions, as well as being involved in the community from sponsoring events, as well as building relationships with other community-based organizations.
You know, and a lot of times people tend to forget, well, I think with any university or college, and especially with UNCG, we tend to forget you're almost like your own industry because you have, what, how many thousands of employees? There's what, 2,000 or 3,000?
Well, there's 2,100 staff at this time. There's 800 faculty, and then there's another 300 faculty, part-time faculty and lecturers.
Wow.
So it is a city. It's a great city into itself.
Yeah, I think it's great. And now recently, I also think I read something that you received an honor from Forbes magazine. What was that about?
Yes, in fact, Forbes magazine chose us as one of the top 500 mid-sized businesses in America for our leadership development, which my favorite.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Our mentoring programs as well as our work-life balance programs.
I'm going to ask you a couple personal things, if you don't mind, since this is the first time you've been here. What led you to a career in and around higher education as it relates to HR and other things? What sort of led you there? Was there a person or somebody that said something to you or motivated you? What was it?
I'm born to teach. One of the best things someone ever said to me, she must have been 70 years old and she was a superintendent in a school outside of Chicago. And she told me that I had teacher bones.
Wow.
And that led me into the career of being a teacher. And even though I'm more of a strategic planner in learning and development now, I have teacher bones.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that, and I'm proud to be able to do what I do at UNC Greensboro.
And why do you like UNCG? Why do you like it there in your position?
I moved from San Diego to North Carolina about a year ago.
Right.
And I moved to be closer to my family. But what I found at UNCG was a second family.
Absolutely.
And that's what means the most to me, is that feeling of us being part of the family at UNC.
Well, you know, I'm part of
Greensboro.
the family. I graduated 100 years ago. And here I see this. You got a nice little thing. You got a jukebox things here with this. What is this all about?
We actually have a lot of initiatives that we do for the campus, for staff, for faculty, for lecturers, for students. And that's one of the things that,
You got a lot of
that
things.
we gave away.
Got a lot of cups and beach balls and whatever.
I have a lot of these at home too.
Yeah, that's right. Up on screen, we have spartantalent.uncg.edu. I hope you'll check that out, spartantalent.uncg.edu. And Marcia, thanks so much for being here and for all you do for the university.
Thank you. It does a lot of things for me too.
All right, bless your heart.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. Triad Today, just about time for the roundtable. Hope you pick up your copy of Yes Weekly. I have an article in there. You should pick it up anyway. But anyway, no, it's in there. It's good paper. And the big news of today is, as I introduce the panel, the man on my immediate right, but always on the political left, is finally back after a couple months absent. Welcome back to Ogie Overman. Good to see you. Yeah. Good to have you back.
Jim. Thank you very much.
All right.
I missed you guys.
Well, everybody missed you, except for Dave.
I
Dave
didn't miss you, Okie, at all.
No.
No, well,
Dave Plyler, Chairman of County Commissioners of Forsyth County, Dave Plyler, and Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, first topic, Republicans in the North Carolina Senate are making another attempt to require voter ID by framing it this time as a constitutional amendment. Two questions, will they succeed? And if passed, how would voter ID affect this fall's elections? Mr. Overman.
well, it will pass after the Democrats take over the General Assembly again, which will be after this year's election.
All right, Dave.
Well, to paraphrase the constitutional decision by the Supreme Court, what part of no do they not understand?
They're going to try it again. Keith.
They're going to try it again. It will not pass, and the Supreme Court has already ruled on this. I don't understand why they continue to do it, but I see what they're trying to do.
It'd be tougher to strike down
Absolutely.
a constitutional amendment, but they're going to try. All right, lest we forget, guys, speaking of laws, the Equal Rights Amendment, first proposed in 1921, brought back out of mothballs in 1971, is just now one vote shy of being ratified into law, has 37 states ratifying. Two questions. Don't women already have all the equal rights that would be protected under the ERA? And second, if not, will the General Assembly of North Carolina be the 38th state to help pass it? Ogie.
I actually answered that question a while ago, Jim. It will after the Democrats. And no, women do not have equal protection in sexual harassment protections, equal pay for equal work. I do, yeah, absolutely.
Need the ERA. All right, Dave, where do you stand?
Well, I'm on both sides of I think women should get equal pay, equal everything. There should never be anything not equal. But the bottom line is, I don't think this General Assembly will even come close to passing it.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anybody on the horizon. None of the other states on the horizon could be the 38th. I don't think. Illinois became the 37th. Keith.
I don't think they're going to pass it, but no, women still do not have equal rights. And there are a lot of things that women still need to get in order to be equal to men. We see it. The statistics always say it.
Yes, sir. And last week now, President Trump said he had the power to pardon himself if he was ever convicted of a crime. Is he correct? And if so, do you think a president should be able to pardon himself? Ogie.
Well, he's so delusional, it's just sickening. No, I mean, is this a dictatorship? He wants to be a dictator. Clearly, he's an autocrat.
Do you think he could pardon it? Do you think legally he could get by
No,
with
absolutely not. That would be a 9-0 vote in the Supreme Court.
All right,
no.
Dave.
I'm not sure. I don't really know the answer to that question, although I do think if he did pardon himself, that would do one thing. It would ensure that he would never get reelected, period.
Yeah. All right, Keith.
Well, I don't think he's really concerned. I think he's more concerned about staying in power right now.
Right.
So I think that it's unsure, and with the Congress that we have now, he probably could pardon himself and get away with it. That does not mean that it's constitutional. It's still a gray area, but I think that with the group that he has in there now, I don't think that if he pardoned himself that he would not face any repercussions on that.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this is kind of weird and sad at the same time. 8th graders at a school in Pennsylvania were given bulletproof vest shields as a graduating present. The school principal said the shields can protect students if they ever come into attack by a school shooter as they go to the 9th or 10th grade. Are you guys okay with issuing bulletproof vests to 8th graders, Ogie?
Yeah, you're right. Sad is the word. That is a sad commentary on our times. No, I'm not okay with that at all. It's just pathetic.
Dave?
I don't think it should be done at all.
Well-intentioned?
Well-intentioned, but good intentions don't always lead to the solution.
Mr. Granberry?
I don't even think it's well-intentioned. I think it's stupid. Number one, you have assault weapons, and assault weapon, if it shoots you in the leg, you're still going to die. It's not. You're going to have a bulletproof bodysuit. It's stupid. It's
Absolutely.
Irrational and dumb.
Speaking of school violence, thanks to protests from parents, a new video game called Active Shooter has been taken off the market from streaming and otherwise. The video game simulated a mass school shooting. Are you okay with banning violent video games in general, guys? And is the ban a restriction of free speech and free commerce? Ogie.
I am okay with that, Jim. I don't see that being an infringement. It's like, to me, it's akin to yelling fire in a crowded theater. There's got to be limits.
Dave.
It's a tough question to answer, but in my growing up years, I used to go watch Red Ryder and Gene Autry and Roy Rogers shoot whoever was doing things they shouldn't have done, and I don't think that would solve the problem.
Are you going to ban television?
Violence.
Violence is everywhere.
You're right. On a lighter note, guys, IHOP has now changed its name to IHOB, inverting the P to the B, wants to emphasize burgers over pancakes quickly. Guys, does this make any sense to you at all, Ogie?
Well, they're trying to redefine themselves, and they have sunk a boatload of money into the launch. And I tell you, honestly, I ate there not too long ago, and it was pretty good.
Well, I like IHOP.
I had a burger there, and it was pretty
But
good.
I'm not going to call it IHOB. Dave, are you going to call it IHOB?
I'm going to call it whatever it is if it's good. If it's not, they're not going to, no matter what they call it, it's not going
Keith,
to be.
does this make any sense to you?
I'm going to call them I'm stupid. You go to IHOP because you want a pancake and breakfast. You don't go to IHOP for a hamburger.
That's right.
I go to...
Finally, guys, in honor of July 5th as National Bikini Day, a New York chef is selling edible bikinis made entirely of pizza. Guys, do you think women should wear edible pizza bikinis? Ogie?
Finally, a serious question, Jim. I'm so glad you got to this. Yes, I am 100% in favor of it.
Yeah, Dave.
Those things have been around, if you pardon the expression, for years.
Key.
I'm not in favor of no pizza. I don't even like pizza.
You don't want pizza bikinis?
No, I do not.
All right. Well,
Candy bikinis, but not pizza.
Well, let's don't get into that. And that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. First it was her wedding, then her 3 pregnancies. Now the paparazzi is obsessed with Kate Middleton because her middle finger is the same length as her other fingers. Reportedly, Kate nicely told the paparazzi, "If you wish, I'd be happy to give you all a closer look at my middle finger." And we all know what that means. And for all of us here, thanks, Ogie, for being back. We'll see you next week. All right, we'll see you.